What should you say if a hiring manager asks you this interview question? What is making you want to leave your current job? You should say, because my goals and values no longer align with that company. I believe I am more of a fit here. That's it. Don't say anything else. You say if at the end of an interview, the hiring manager asks you, do you have any other jobs that you're interviewing for? When a hiring manager asks you at the end of your interview if you have other opportunities that you're interviewing for, there is a good chance they want to make you an offer. They are just trying to make a determination about how quickly they need to move. How should you respond? If this is a position that you're interested in, simply say, this interview is the most important interview to me at this moment. That's it. Don't say anything else. What should you never, ever say if a hiring manager asks you, why are you looking to leave your current job? You should never say, I'm looking for a new opportunity or I'm looking for new challenges. Those are red flag words and red flag statements that hiring managers hate. Never, ever, ever say that, or you will not get an offer for a job. When they hear that, they're thinking the moment you're bored here, you're going to want to go somewhere else and they'll be in the same situation hiring again. How do you answer the question, why should we hire you? When an employer asks you the question, why should we hire you? Here is what they're thinking. They're not completely convinced that you are the right person, so they need one last piece of evidence to make sure you are. Here's how you answer. When they ask you, why should we hire you? Your answer should be, because I understand the problem you need to solve, and I have the expertise and experience to solve it. That's it. Don't say anything else. When you give this response, that should lock up their confidence in you and your ability to do the job they need you to do. If you are not getting responses back to the applications that you're submitting for jobs because you're not applying to enough jobs, things have changed and you don't know what those changes are. This is what's going on. 20 years ago, candidates were all local. About 10 years ago, candidates became regional. When COVID happened and remote work came into play, candidates are now national. So you are competing against every other candidate with your skill set in the country. If you don't understand that, and you're applying to jobs with a local candidate mindset, you're going to continue to get rejection letters and not get the job you want. Have you ever been ghosted after a job interview? Well, guess what? You're not alone. It happens all the time. I'm going to show you what to do to get the hiring manager to respond to you. Send me an email and in the subject line put ghost, and I'll tell you exactly how to respond so they give you an answer. Never, ever talk about pay in terms of a number if the number is not listed. This is a pro tip. Pay is a qualifier. And if the job you're interviewing with does not list the pay, you need to research to find out what the range is. If you're asked in an interview how much money you're looking to make and the pay has not been publicized, always say I'm open. Because if you give the wrong information, you may be disqualified because they're using pay as a way to qualify you. Always say I'm open. What will be the best answer to give if a hiring manager asks you, what are your weaknesses? The only answer you should give is this. Well, there are some things that I am working to improve, but none of those things will hinder me from being a top performer on your team now. That's the only answer you should give. What should you say if a hiring manager asks you, what makes you the best candidate for this position? There's only one answer you should give, and only one. And that answer should be, because I believe I understand the challenge that this position solves for the company, and I have the skill, experience, and background to solve that challenge for the company. That's it. Don't say anything else. So here's something I am sure you are probably not going to hear many other places, and that is this. Don't be a peacock, okay? So I advise many of my clients in my one-on-one sessions to not peacock, okay? Peacock is when you're trying to show all of your
fanciness and your big feathers and all that good stuff. Don't do that. When you are given a face-to-face interview, they have already seen your skills and qualifications, so they know that you're already a match. If you go in there trying to peacock, trying to over-express how good you are to convince them, it is going to end bad for you. So here's the message for today. Don't be a peacock.
Here is something hiring managers won't tell you, but you need to know. When they interview you, if you're not answering questions that show them you are there to meet their needs and not your own, they won't hire you. I'm telling you this because I want you to change the way you answer questions. So I have meetings today with several hiring managers in the organization that I am working with. And I want to give you guys a behind the scenes look or understanding at what my goal is, right? So I'll walk into the meeting and it's going to be 7 directors and the managers that work for them as well. And I'm going to ask one pretty much one simple question, and that is, what does the ideal candidate look like to you? Their skill, experience, background. Tell me what that is. Most of them will say the exact same thing. And then I'll talk about the skill. Now, you notice I use skill second because they usually don't talk about all of the skills. They talk about the personality, character. And then they talk about the skills. That's how it works. That's why I'm saying your resume is absolutely important. It is, right? But what people are really hiring is the personality, the person, you. The skill comes with you. What they're really trying to hire is your personality. You have to step up your apply game if you want to compete for jobs in today's job market. Applying to only a few jobs on a weekly basis is not going to get the job done. You have to deploy and understand what the law of averages is. The more jobs you apply for, the more opportunities you will get to interview, and the more opportunities you get to interview, the more chances you'll get job offers. So if you want to have more job offer success, you have to apply to more jobs. And the best way to do it is to deploy my 10-7-30 strategy. 3 things. If you do them during an interview, you would almost eliminate your chances of ever getting hired on a job. Number 1, if you talk too much, if you overshare, that will get you eliminated. Number 2, if you appear to know more than the hiring manager, there is a good chance that you will not get the job. And number 3, if you talk more about what you want the company to do for you, as opposed to what you are willing to do for the company, that will all but eliminate your chances of getting hired. What should you say if during an interview a hiring manager asks you, why should we hire you? Your response should be, well, you should hire me because I understand the problem this position you're hiring for solves, and I have the skill, experience, and background to solve that problem. That's it. Don't say anything else. What does it mean when you're in an interview and the hiring manager spends 75 to 80% of the interview talking about the job, the company, and everything else? What does that really mean? Number 1, it means they really like you without you having to say anything. So don't talk yourself out of the job. They like your qualifications and believe that you are a fit for the job. What they're trying to do by having all of this conversation with you is they're trying to sell you on joining the team. So let them talk, only answer questions in a very short and straightforward manner, and the job should be yours. Same thing that is happening to Shedeur Sanders happens to you. And it's the thing that I try to share here on social media because I want to make you aware of it. Doesn't matter how skilled you are. Shedeur is unquestionably the best quarterback in the entire draft. So it's not about skill. They just don't like him as a person, right? When you go to do a job interview, I tell you that 80% of the job interview is likability. Please keep that in mind.
What should you say if a hiring manager asks you this interview question? What has prompted your decision to make a job change? There's only one answer you should give to this question, and only one. You should simply say, I'm changing jobs because my goals and values no longer align with my previous team. I'm hoping they align more with this one. That's it. Don't say anything else. For a free review of your resume, email it to me now.